If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
I'm in a New York state of mind.
Piscopo in the morning. It's 8:44. Hi. We're streaming. We're YouTubing. We have Mike Gallagher live. Mike, how are you this morning, buddy?
Good morning. Listening to Bob Hugan. What a great guest. Interesting. I listen to you every morning and listen to the great interviews you do and the way you prop up this great community we live in, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
Trying,
yeah,
brother. Interesting
how he did kind of, not evade, but didn't want to go to that issue of Trump, making an appearance on his behalf. But, that's the world we live in. You can't blame him. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some people listening saying, oh, come on, Bob, just dive in. But on the other hand, he has a great answer saying, I want this between Hugan and Menendez. I don't want to make it, but I get it. There's just a lot of triggering going on these days.
It was a great answer on behalf of Mr. Hugan, but I said, don't dance on me, Bob, don't dance on me, because I tell you what, even though you look, what did Donald Trump get, like 42% or something in Jersey, and they say, well, you can't win with Trump. But I'm telling you what, there's great guys who support the president, like Steve Rogers, and there's a great following for president. So I think any candidate should be so lucky, because I think they could turn it around. But I think he's doing it on his own. He wants to do it on his own, and you have to respect that. Mike?
He's got to be very careful, because this is to try to topple a guy like this who is a heritage Democrat who's been in office all these years.
Yeah.
It's a tough battle. He's got to try to do it by the playbook. The problem is President Trump has obliterated the playbook. There is no playbook anymore. I mean, I'm reading this morning Axios. They're talking about, well, now it looks more and more like there could be a blue wave, and they're looking at 17 House seats and that they could all go Democrat. But the thing is, they're putting it at a little better than 50% that could happen. Joe, that's a coin toss. Yeah. And everything's a coin toss right now. I mean, it's just hard to know. The president's approval ratings inching up after Helsinki. Well, my goodness, if you believe the media coverage, Helsinki should get him executed. He committed treason. I know. They should be hanging out. Hanging him on the north lawn of the White House. Incidentally, fascinating aspect of some of the stuff that we're with New York media in particular. Maggie Haberman is the hard-hitting, hard-charging White House correspondent for the New York Times, and of course, does great work. Last week she was going to come off Twitter because she got tired of it. There's this big story about the New York Daily News, and one of the takeaways is it's just not good business to be all out to try to stop the Trump presidency. I mean, the New York Daily News has been the opposition. They've been the resistance. Every day there's a new cover, it seems, denigrating the president of the United States. Buried in the story yesterday about the bloodletting at the Daily News, and they had a bloodletting. 50% of their editorial team shown the door. You're out. Not even giving you 2 weeks.
Just like that.
Yep. Just like that.
Yep.
And of course, the Daily News has been relentless in its criticism of Trump. So who knows if you make this connection, but especially hit were members of Maggie Haberman's family. Her husband lost his job as the Daily News politics editor. Her brother Zach, no longer the paper's head of content. So a friend of mine pointed out, I mean, she is often characterized as an anti-Trump journalist. I don't know if I'd go that far, but she's tough. But here's so much for diversity in two of the city's three major newspapers. I mean, here you got...
I never understood the Daily News. I didn't want to say anything like yesterday, as a matter of fact. It was like I saw that story yesterday. I didn't even talk about it. I mean, Matt producing the show today said, here, because I didn't want to say anything negative, but you're absolutely right. They went out of the way to be so negative. And if it wasn't not Donald Trump, just anybody, no one wants to see that anymore. They don't want to see it.
I mean, that could be it. I mean, that's what a lot of people, that's the takeaway for a lot of people. The newspaper model's also changing too. And they got it, and like radio. I mean, we get into streaming and digital, and it just is kind of interesting though, as the Post has a more nuanced take. And listen, I noticed the Post is not necessarily a daily cheerleader for President Trump or his administration. They'll take a lot of pot shots.
Mike is on at 10 o'clock. We got to let you go, Mike. I know you got some other hits, but we're looking forward. 10:05. Who do you got on the show today?
Well, we're going to dive into a whole bunch of stuff, including this this extraordinary, bold suggestion from Sarah Sanders yesterday that these guys with security clearances who are no longer in government ought to lose their security clearance. I think the shock is that they still have their security
exactly.
clearance. Why do you get to keep it? And the best explanation I heard was, well, it's a courtesy. It's a courtesy.
I know.
So maybe Brennan is leaking to MSNBC information that he gets by. Come on, that's common sense.
Kick him out.
Also, the Georgia. Tell me you saw the Sacha Baron Cohen episode 2 with the Georgia lawmaker running around with his pants down, shrieking the N-word. He was punked. He was tricked by Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
In his,
no, I didn't see
my
that.
gosh, this guy probably needs to think of a new line of work. We've got some audio. And be careful. And Joe, I'm just telling you. Tell everybody. Tell Frankie Five Bros. Al. If a guy looks kind of weird, tall, with some makeup and a funny accent, he wants to interview you. Run. Don't say yes. Say no, because he's getting a lot of people. So
Mike Gallagher, 10 o'clock on AM 970. The Answer. We love you, Mike. Have a great one today.
Joe, have a great Tuesday.
Thanks for taking the time. Mike Gallagher.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.